Hey, guys, it's Amber
And Kristen?
with Long Branch Talks. And today we are going to be talking about how social media is not social.
Not at
I
all.
have a love hate relationship with social media because it's great. It's a great format to advertise on. We advertise our page, we advertise the Long Branch page, um, but I hate it really for my personal page.
Yeah. And especially when you're kind of hot headed or fly off the
Mouthy.
seat of your pants and you post things or say things before you think. Because it's for me, I do that quite a bit, but I'll think before I post it. And then I'm like, but I wanted that heard. So I'm going to post it anyway.
Right.
And then people are always saying, don't put personal things on Facebook. And to me, it's like, don't you put personal things on Facebook? Like, even if it's a funny meme
or pictures, family pictures of your
anything
kids.
you put on there is going to be personal to you. So it's like, where is that line? Where do you say, what should I not say to this person? Or what should I not say?
What do I need to limit?
Yes. How do I, and I've never, ever, ever had a filter between my brain and my mouth. Ever.
Well, and so one of the comments on our Facebook page was, people use social media. I don't want to say like an outlet, but I guess kind of like an outlet to where it keeps you from having those face-to-face conversations anymore. And I have not ever been one that has shied back from having the face-to-face conversations. And that's what I try to do. I really try to go to that person, whatever, if whatever the reason is. But there are times that I get caught up in what I see and I'm like, I'm not really going to see this person face to face. So let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, my thing is like a respect thing. If I respect you, I'll go to you personally. If I don't respect you, or if maybe I don't necessarily know you on a personal level, I'm not going to run and be like, by the way,
right?
No, I'm going to call you out on your bullcrap.
Well, and there's so many different outlets now. Like I know on Facebook, I think I have like over 1,000 friends on Facebook. Do I really know 1,000 people?
No.
And years ago, like probably 15 years ago, maybe longer than that, when Facebook first started, I remember that that's the place that you went. I'm a MySpace. Like I loved MySpace.
Why can't we bring back the personalized on your page like
I know that was awesome. I had my nice little music going, my background. It was awesome.
And then when people made you mad, all you had to do is change the song.
Yeah.
That was so much easier.
Yeah. Because there was nothing to type on there. You posted a picture, posted a song, and that was that.
And then it was you had limits, like character limits. You could only make it so long.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so like funny because you'd get so mad and then you'd have to make 2 updates because it's like, or you had something going on and you were like, I need to let people know about this. And then you'd have to make 2, but that's my thing. It's your personal life isn't personal anymore. Because it doesn't matter what you put on Facebook, what you put on TikTok, what you put on Instagram, any other social media. It does not matter what you put. What matters is what everybody else thinks. And it doesn't matter how you feel, even though I always say, if you don't like it, don't read it, because I keep personal people on my Facebook. So are you in my personal life? And then I went through a thing where when we ride motorcycles, I take a ton of pictures. So I started adding people because I was taking their pictures and they would want to get their pictures off my page. So I just started adding everybody. And now I'm like, well, my page isn't too personal anymore because everybody can see my page.
Well, like you said a while ago, like I've never really had a filter either. I've never had a problem telling. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, like that was one thing that my mom always said, I can trust you to tell me how I look because you're going to be truthful with me, But then the older I got, I guess the worse my mouth got with it. And I did not, it was like, no, that's ugly. I did not know how to tell somebody something without just being
nice.
Yeah. Without just being blunt.
To let them down easy.
So I had to really work on that. And then it was my tone, how I tone, which another thing, like, and I'm a texter. I will watch my phone ring and I will text you as soon as it stops ringing and saying, hey, what's up? But it's the tone that I read in the text of how I can determine what kind of mood you're in. And that's the craziest thing ever. And it's the same with social media. Like, you read a post and it's how you read it.
Yes.
It's not necessarily how you posted it or how you were reading it when you posted it, how you felt in that moment, but it's how I took it.
Yes. Well, and that's another thing. This was a recent thing, me being called a drama queen. And to me, the person that's the drama is the person that is either lying or portraying something the way that it's not. And it doesn't matter who you are. I don't care. I am going to call you out. That is one thing I cannot stand, is somebody that'll lie.
And that's another thing. Again, going back to the social media, because yes, a flat out liar, right? But what is your truth that you post might not be my truth.
Yes,
that I post. And again, I guess it's all in interpretation of how you look at it.
That, and I mean, there is certain things you can interpret like, this is my truth, this is your truth. There's also other things though that cannot be done. There is one truth.
Well, and like all the, and I guess I don't want to sound contradicting with what I'm saying, but I'm going to be contradicting what I'm saying because I'm also very nosy. So
at least you're honest about it.
I am honest about it, and it don't go anywhere. I don't do anything with that information, that whatever. And most of the time it is complete useless information, but I'm very nosy. So if I see some kind of something happening on social media, then I'm going to their page, that page, your page.
And then you're down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then about his uncle's cousin's last removed stepmom's brother.
Yeah. And why?
His life.
And why?
Because you needed to know about that one thing.
And I just,
I'm guilty of that so bad.
When Facebook first started, I remember it being just like pictures of what you ate, what you had for dinner, and everybody was posting everything, what they ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, where they were at, what they were doing, and who they were with, all of that was being posted. And then as my kids got older, especially now my son, he's like, Mom, you don't have to put every little thing you're doing on Facebook. But back when it started, that was all the rave.
Oh, yeah. It was, what am I doing in this next 30 minutes? Because I am guilty. I love posting memes. Even if they don't relate to me, that's what I get. I'm like, there's some rumors going around about some things, and it's memes. And I was like, they don't even pertain to me personally, but it pertained to maybe you or one of our other close friends or another one of my friends, or it didn't have to necessarily pertain to me for me to think that somebody should see it.
Right.
And so I am a meme poster. Like, I like to post memes, but when it comes to like a personal post, I might post my dogs and my kids. And I'm like,
well, and that's why I like Instagram. And I say I like Instagram, but I'm really hardly ever on Instagram.
Me too.
But that's all it is. It's a picture, or a meme, like you said. And then that's it. There's you can comment on there, but a lot of people really don't.
Yeah.
And then TikTok came along, and I absolutely loved the beginning of TikTok.
Yes.
Now it is like watching everybody on TikTok in reality TV.
Have you ever watched Drama Talk?
No. Is that on TikTok?
If you go on TikTok and you hashtag Drama Talk, you can get in everybody's tea.
That's it.
Or Tea Talk.
Yeah, Tea Talk. Now I followed the Tea Talk for a little bit, and then it's mentally draining.
See, it's not draining for me if I'm in somebody else's business.
Sometimes
it's when it's mine.
No, I get in a mood and I'm like, no, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I'm not dealing with that today.
Yeah. And I think you and I was talking about this, but we're a lot alike in the sense of when we're in one of those moods where we don't really want to be around people, I also space myself from social media because that's people.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, public, yuck.
Yeah.
But I have always been very open. And it's to a fault about my personal life. And maybe that's why, because anybody that meets me, you will know my whole story in the next 10 minutes. And it's because I will trust everybody. I trust everybody to a fault. And that's one thing you've been trying to, like, Kristen, rein her in.
Well,
like,
yes, I was
you
the
don't
same
know
way.
them.
I was so naive with stuff, and I did. I put everything out there for everybody to see, and then I was like, you know what? Why? Because then I would have people. This is what got me really started thinking about it, is because, and this happened years ago. I had this girl who was on my Facebook who literally commented on everything that I posted, liked everything. I went to school with the girl. I knew the girl personally, commented on everything that I posted, liked everything that I posted. I seen her out in public one day.
Didn't even know you.
Acted like she did not know who I was. And I was like, what life am I living now?
Well,
you know?
And that's one of my biggest fears. When it, like I said, like people that I've added for pictures and stuff, I'll have a lot of people that know me, and I don't know who they are. I will know their face. And I always get scared I'm going to be that stuck up person or look, like that, because I'm always so scared I'm going to see somebody and not realize I seen them.
Right.
Because
Not recognize
anybody that knows is in my head.
Well,
too,
and
I
then
can walk up
there's
to you and be like,
filters like crazy out there
you
that
don't want to filter yourself? Come on.
I love a filter. I love a good filter.
But
if I go missing, you all ain't gonna find me because
count you by your wrinkles.
Yeah. I don't have them on social media.
I know, right? I'm like, Botox is amazing, but there's still some wrinkles in public.
Yeah.
Like, I swear. But I mean, that's something I have to be really, really strict about. I have a 14-year-old and I have a 13-year-old, and the 13-year-old I don't trust on social media. He is my rebel. He is going to be the one that he's my child through and through, but he's his daddy's too. So gosh, Lord help me through that child, because I am going to literally keep him under my wing until he is 80 because there is no way I'm turning him loose in public. But my 14-year-old, she's on TikTok, she's on Facebook. And the best part about that is she is so trustworthy. And I'm not that naive parent that's like, oh, my kid will never. No. I know.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to know your child enough to know if they're mature enough to have a social media, which I have her stuff is all set to private so that, strangers can't see her stuff, because she's a beautiful young lady. And I don't want some strange men trying to follow her on stuff.
Right.
And I think that that's super important.
And that's scary too. I mean, that's so scary.
And you cannot keep, that's unfortunate. That's the very unfortunate thing. We cannot keep them safe from everything. So when people say that don't let your kid on social media, don't do this, don't do that. No, know what's age appropriate for your child. Because while I say my 14-year-old has those things, I'm also saying my 13-year-old absolutely not.
Right.
And then, my 8-year-old, she has special needs. Will I keep her from things? Absolutely. Because it's not that she's not trustworthy. She's naive.
And there's also Snapchat.
Yes. I've always called it the cheater app. And then now I have it as a filter because of even Abigail, because you all are always like, I love the
Snapchat filters.
Well, I mean,
and that's all I use it for. But then, I see all kinds of news places talking about, how teenage kids got lured into some kind of situation through a Snapchat. Because like you said, you can monitor the TikTok, you can monitor the Facebooks, you can monitor Instagram. TikTok or Snapchat, however, is a little bit harder to monitor.
It's harder. You can, but it is so much harder. That's why, I drew the line at Snapchat. But I myself didn't even get Snapchat again until recently, and it was literally for the filters. But it's, because I'm so young and I have such old friends. But
I take offense to that.
You so pretty though. But that is all I use it for. But if you have an iPhone, you also have where you can auto filter your pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, do you really need Snapchat? And it's like, kinda, because I like how it puts my mascara on. I'm lopsided with my mascara.
No, and well, and I'll have to admit, I kind of like the little dog ear filter, like
Okay,
the
but
little
they're
cute.
cute.
I know. Those are my favorite. I like those.
The Christmas ones are getting ready to come out.
And me and Danny were just talking right before we started this. Now, even when you are in an actual social event, you're not present.
Mm-hmm.
When you're actually face to face with someone, you're not present. Everybody is on their phone. And I have so many pictures that I have taken of groups, been out to dinner or wherever, and everybody is like
on their phone.
It's like this.
Yes.
Everybody. And I'm guilty of it myself.
Oh, well, I mean, you and I have been talking, and I'll be like, I'm just looking at pictures, like, keep talking. I'm trying to show you something, but I'm not reading nothing, because I think that's so important. I think that respect does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is people will sit there on their phone and they're not present. And to me, I think it's important, especially if you're having a deep conversation with somebody, to feel heard. Even if you've witnessed it so many times with me, but you'll be talking about something that might be personal to you, and I'll cut you off, but it's only because if I do not say that right in that moment, I'm going to forget. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll always look at you and be like, I'm so sorry, what? Like, I was listening and I can tell you what you were saying, but that is the one thing that I do.
But it's different than having your head stuck in your phone.
Yes.
When my daughter was growing up, we had a group of friends that we always went out with. And our rule was when we were at the dinner table, all the phones had to go in the center of the table.
They're not even allowed at our dinner table.
And so, because it had gotten so bad that the girls, the teenage girls, were constant, and they were talking to each other.
Right.
On their phones.
What's up with that? You'll be sitting at a dinner or something, like out in public, and people are texting each other. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I have been guilty of like texting somebody that's sitting beside me, but it's
somebody on Facebook has said, how many bathrooms have you seen in people's posts? Exactly.
Oh my gosh. What? Okay, so that is way too personal for me. Why do you post when you're sitting on the toilet and take a picture of yourself?
Or
like, I don't need to know that much.
Or they will take a picture in their mirror and their toilet be behind them or something.
I have taken a picture in my bathroom because I have a full body mirror in there, but my toilet's not in the background.
You cut it out at least.
I don't understand that. Which I literally, I'm always like, I'm very private about that kind of stuff. And I'll see certain things and I'm like, you do realize we can tell you're sitting on the toilet, and especially when it's a dude.
Yeah,
like you're not leaving much to the imagination.
Yeah.
We know exactly what you're sitting there doing.
Why do that?
And if you're my husband, you've been sitting there for an hour and a half, done playing on the phone,
just Facebooking, or TikToking. Yeah.
So
my husband does the exact same thing.
Okay, what is it with men and sitting on the toilet reading their phones? You can sit on the couch and read your phone. I'll leave you alone. Like, what are you doing? Because you can't say it's to escape the kids. I got a 2-year-old that will literally walk right in and say, what you doing?
Yeah.
Like at my house, in my master bathroom, I always say I have no privacy. The only kid that will not walk in the bathroom with me, and that's because he's not allowed, is my 13-year-old son. Everybody else, I sometimes they don't even knock. They're like, hey, Mom. And I'm like, yeah. Like,
come on in.
I mean, I don't even lock the door anymore, because if I lock the door, I'm having to like open it 1,000 times, even if I'm just literally trying to hide from them.
So coming back to this, because it just popped into my head again, we were just talking about that.
I thought I was,
but they were talking about using the bathroom. My thing is, and ladies, can we please get better about this? They will post half naked pictures blast it all over Facebook, and then get mad when somebody says something about said pictures.
Which my whole thing is, I think it's the way you say it. If you're being judgmental or hateful, I think, or gossiping, instead of going to that person and being like, hey, I didn't really care for those pictures. However, if you are confident enough, let it fly, girl.
Absolutely.
But then when the feedback comes in,
you've got to be able to take it.
Yeah, you have to be able to take it. And but that comes with anything. And when it comes to any kind of social media.
But like, I know with me when I was growing up, I'm so thankful we did not have social media when I was growing up.
Yes.
I mean, that would have been a complete nightmare. But like, and with that, people talked anyway. You had the gossip anyway. It just wasn't put out for the public. It just wasn't put out for, and I don't want to say like, in some cases like that, it's kind of like picking sides. I think that it is just a scapegoat. Social media has given people an outlet, because absolutely, like you said, if you feel confident enough about yourself to post that picture, post that picture, but if I don't like it, I don't know. I'm torn. Maybe I'll comment and say you probably shouldn't have posted that. And maybe I'll just keep scrolling right past it and not say anything.
That's the important thing. Like, even if you don't like it or something, go to that person. Don't go bad mouthing that person. And then if you don't like it, just keep it to yourself. I mean, because I am just like you when it comes to what should I say, what shouldn't I say, as far as being honest. But I also come to the realization that it's not my place. And although I may not like something, it's okay. You're not the same person as I am, as I'm not you. And I think that's important to realize, because when you tell...
But social media has taken all that away.
Yes.
I feel like anyway.
Well, and when you tell somebody what to post, what you want to see about their personal page, my whole thing is scroll. If you don't like it, scroll, because you're telling that person how they should be.
And I feel like that it has also ruined so many relationships. I mean, not just like personal relationships with friends, family, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, because there's so much, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, because again, I'm going to sound like I'm going to contradict myself. Because even myself years ago, I would get mad at a boyfriend or whatever, and Facebook was right where I went, but now I'm just like, I'm not.
You want your voice heard.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that, especially when, if somebody says something bad about me, and I don't know who all they went and told.
Right.
So where's the best place to defend myself?
And that's another thing too, because I'm more than likely going to get over it just as soon as it's out there. But now I've put it out there for everybody else to judge whoever I'm talking about, you know?
Well,
as I've gotten older, I've learned to keep scrolling. If I don't like something, I ask about it face to face. Then I will be honest and give my honest opinion. And that's a great way to be. I mean, that's kind of like where I'm at with it now. The older that I get, and now, again, you're going to catch me sometimes in a mood, and I'm like, oh, nope, I'm not going to scroll past that.
We're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. And that's the thing. I mean, it comes back to the respect thing for me. If I know you, I will personally address you. If I don't, or I don't have any respect for you, I'm blasting you.
Well, and this is, I want to say this, but by no means will we ever talk about politics on this platform. Yeah, never. But politics is one of the things, because growing up, we didn't have social media or whatever. Even in my early 20s, mid 20s, we didn't have that stuff. Nobody knew what party I
Mhm.
was with, who I was voting for. We didn't have those conversations. It wasn't something that me and a friend sat down and talked about. We just didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
But now social media has put it out there for everybody to,
Yes. And it's just, there is so much
and that's just an
hate
example.
around
Yes.
that.
That's just an
So,
example
yes.
of, but that's an example of so much, it's
Mhm.
gone from breakfast, lunch, and dinner pictures.
To, if you vote for this person,
Yeah, we're
I
no
hate
longer
you.
friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Or if you feel this way about this,
Mhm.
I don't like you.
Yes. And that's, that's where the whole personal, like the personal aspect has come out of everything, because I am the type of person, I do not care. I don't care your religion, your political beliefs, your background. I don't care. None of that is going to make me judge you.
Right.
And even then, I'm probably not going to judge you. However, I will look at you differently on how you treat me and how you act with other people.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, come and have a sit down conversation with me, and let's see if we can get along.
You and I don't even really talk about politics, because it's just something that
it doesn't matter.
Well, and my whole thing is that even like politically, if you were for one side or the other, this time it was, well, if you're for this person, you're this, and if you're for this person, you're that. And it was more of a, okay, but listen, hear me out.
This
is where I'm coming from.
To so much,
and it's just hate.
It is.
It's just hate.
So
and so
hateful.
much divide. That is one thing. When it comes to social media, I try to steer clear of is political. Only because I'm the type of person that even if you don't agree with either the way I vote or the way I see something, hear me out. But now it's like, screw you, I'm deleting you.
Yeah, no, see,
I hate you.
I'm kind of, because I can't debate. That's why
I'm a debater.
No, I cannot debate. I get too mad over stuff, I guess.
Yes.
And
I'll laugh.
Yeah, so not
when
me.
it comes to things like that.
I need to be,
and I will never open my mouth about something like
that's
that.
why I was never
unless
on a
I've done my
debate team.
research. So I think that's what helps me when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I was a history buff. I love
history. Yeah.
Then you need to start calculating, because yesterday was history. So you need to start that's how I because I didn't even vote after I turned 18. I don't think I voted.
Oh no, see, my dad made sure that as soon as I was 18, I was registered, and half the time I didn't even know, what
anything
was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was standing in line to vote this year.
Could you imagine how it would be like when we turned 18, if there was social medias out there then, and how influenced. I mean, think about our minds, and not just politically. I mean, with everything.
Everything molds you. And that's one thing that social media is so bad about. And of course, we are being contradictory, because we do want a platform on social media. However, we're not trying to mold anybody to be anything or make you believe what we believe or how we think.
We're trying to mold you to follow us. That's what we want.
That's all we want. But that is what's so scary to me, because my 14-year-old, once again, she is very into politics, very into knowing what's going on. So her and I have had to sit down, and she has seen something for who she believes should win. And her and I'll have to sit down, and I'll say, okay, look, this is how you have to see this. Because even though you see it this way, you have to take your personal beliefs out and just look at the facts
and the bigger picture of everything. And that's with everything.
What's rough with young kids, because of those things.
And that's with everything. Like, you really have to. It's made.
Just kick the table.
I'm getting ready to. I'm probably going to knock a bunch of stuff over.
Just not our bull.
But it has. It's just taken. It's taken place of conversations that you should have. Because so many people like, right. You said you sat down with your daughter and have this conversation, but so many don't.
Yes.
So many don't.
Sorry, Danny, we're blind.
Yeah. It should be used to encourage and uplift and support one another. Absolutely. That's what it should be,
Absolutely.
because again, if they see those positive, and I think of kids, if they see the positive instead of the negative all the time. But even grown folk do not know how to act on these apps.
Oh my gosh, they don't. Which is funny because I've always said like old people have no filter. And if you watch some old people, and I don't mean like 40s and 50s, I'm talking like 60s, late 60s.
Oh yeah, 70s. My nanny does not have a filter.
Oh, but when they post on Facebook, boy, oh boy, will you hear some stuff.
Oh no, she's not on Facebook. She's one that will tell you straight up to your face. And that's what I love about some of the ones that like come into our bar over there, because a lot of them don't have social media, especially our older generation. They don't even, because I'm like, they're saying, well, I didn't know you had this going on, or I didn't know you had that going on. I'm like, I posted it on Facebook, and they were like, I don't have Facebook, and I love that about them. But at the same time, it's aggravating, because how do I get the word out? Yeah. How do I get the word out?
Well, and that's like something that just happened in my personal life. It was no secret that, my marriage has gone through a hard time. And for whatever reason, I had kicked my husband out. I was getting divorced, this, that, and the third. And it was like, you got all that from a meme?
Yeah. Like, where did
I forget to wear my wedding ring sometimes because my hands will be swollen. Like, and to me, it's like.
Or the pictures. The pictures. I love the pictures, because I swear to you not, for the longest time, I had my husband and me and my husband as my profile picture. So I changed that. And do you know?
You're getting divorced.
Yes. How many people called me or text me and was like,
"Are you having issues?
You okay?"
Yes. I'm like, no, I just like that picture.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. And no, you know what? My husband's making me mad today. I just wanted to look at me.
Right.
Like, it's okay. We're alive. Yeah. Like, we have our issues, we have our faults, and that's like anybody.
There is life outside of the computer. There's life outside of your phones. There is so much going on. One of my favorite commercials, and I don't even think that they show it anymore. If they do, I haven't seen it, but it was of a younger, probably early 30s, maybe mid 30s woman, who was trying to convince her parents, of course, that were the older generation, that they needed to be on Facebook. They needed to get a Facebook. And so this whole time she's showing them on her Facebook, look what I'm doing. Look at all my friends I have. You all really need this. You need to be more active in this, and you can have so many more friends. Meanwhile, her parents are going golfing. They're going bowling. They're going out for ice cream and dinner. And, and she's telling them, oh, but you don't do anything. You don't get out. You don't have friends, because they didn't put it on Facebook.
Yep. It's kind of like, if it's not on Facebook, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And so I'm sorry, I can't touch today. I'm having an issue. But I think that's a big thing too, is that
I would love to get back to that, though.
Yes.
I would love to get back to that.
Justin will even tell you, I will put my phone down at home, and I lose my phone so often. People will text or call me and be like, why didn't you answer? Or my dad was really good at that.
I'm bad for that too. And sometimes she'll get like text after text after text after text. And then I'm like, okay, where are you at, Kristen? Like, why aren't you answering me?
Yeah, if I stop texting you back, I've set my phone down, and most likely it grew 2 little toddler legs and ran off. But I'm guilty of that. And like I was gonna say, my dad, he would call me 4 or 5 times, and he'd say, well, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Sorry.
And that's again, now with the phones being cell phones, and you can literally take them everywhere.
Everybody thinks you always have them.
Yeah. And back in the day, when we had landlines, and I remember when we first got our very first answering machine, I bet you my parents didn't hook it up for probably a solid month after we got it. And I thought it was the greatest thing ever when we got caller ID.
Oh, right.
Now I have all of
everything
it
in one little handheld device.
right in my pocket.
Do you remember the Razor phones?
Yes, I had one.
Well,
I loved it.
I had a light pink, the light pink.
Mhm.
I thought it was the coolest thing ever because
My mom had a flip phone,
mhm.
and even after she moved here,
Did you play Snake on it?
and no, I tried. I kept telling her, I was like, "Mom, let me get you an smartphone, you know,
Mhm.
an Apple phone or something like that." And she's like, "I don't know how to use that." And I said, "It's really easy. Let me, you know." And she's like, "No, I just want to keep this is all I need. I just need it to call you."
Uh-huh.
And then so with the flip phones, I'm sure you all probably are aware, you have to push the letter, like show me the number.
Push the letter, get to the number,
Yeah.
or the number to get to the letter
Right.
you wanted.
And so she texted me one time, but it was a very short text. And I was like, "When did you learn to text?" And she's like, "I don't like doing it because I have to push the button so many times."
No.
So.
And then I got so good at it, I'd fly through some text. But that's something else. I think texting was kind of the start to things not being personalized because you didn't have to call somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
well, nowadays,
you can say anything in text.
Yeah, because I used to be a manager of a finance company, and that was one of my biggest rules was don't text me. If you're going to call in, fine. Don't text me. Call me.
Mhm.
But then it had gotten so that literally everybody was just texting for anything. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, my customers would get a hold of my phone number and text me that they were going to be late on a payment or
Mhm.
something. So I was like, I mean, I can't fight this.
There
What
has
are
to,
you
there
going
has
to
to be
do?
a line. But it's kind of like texting was the downfall of being personal
Mm-hmm.
because that started taking it out. And then we had, gosh, I was kind of young when this was out. I was probably in early high school, AOL.
Oh yeah, I remember AOL.
But you would be in a chat like group on the internet,
like a chat room.
Yeah, and you would have to pick what chat room you wanted to go to because nowadays they're like, watch your kids. You know, there's creeps out there. There's always been creeps, and we would join these chat rooms, and it was not just our friends.
No,
and you
everybody
had no
in the
idea.
world. You could talk to anybody.
You had no idea who Brandon 37 was, but you was their friend now because they were in this group chat.
Yeah.
But it's social media has evolved, and as it should, everything should evolve, but learn how to keep your personal relationships personal.
Well, and it's like TikTok, because, you know, we talk about how that is kind of like reality TV. That is the new reality TV now. But if you think about it, especially these large creators, and I guess this is what I really have a hard time wrapping my head around, because I understand the fact they're creating on a platform that they most likely get paid for. And not only that, it is literally a minute long.
And then you think you know their whole life.
Yes. And people will get on there because I'm nosy. I'm going straight to those comments, you know, and I'm going to look. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you raise your kid like that." Do you know how they raise their kid? By them taking them to the grocery store and posting a minute-long video.
Yep.
Like, how is that possible?
Amber's like, "Call me Bugs Bunny because I'm finding all the rabbit holes."
I will go down it.
I'm guilty of that. I have stayed up one night. I think I had to get up for work at like 3:30 or 4 in the morning, and somebody had shown me something. It did not pertain to me or anybody I knew. But I'm the type of person, until I have the answers, I cannot sleep because my mind doesn't shut off. ADHD so bad. But I have to have the answers. But like I said, then you'll know about your second removed cousin's uncle's grandpa, and you didn't even find the answer you were really looking for, but you're pleased because you know everything else.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll go down that rabbit hole or check the comments, because if I see like two of them bickering back and forth, you know, maybe I'm in the mood to pick sides that day. I don't know. And I want to find out who's right.
Oh, and I even have a problem with you don't even have to believe or see things the way I do. But if I see people bullying on the internet, I'm going to be the first one in those comments to protect that person. And I don't know why. I've always just stood up to bullies. And that's one of those things where, people will say you're nothing but drama, but I cannot help it. If I see somebody that's defenseless or that's genuinely getting hurt by you saying something to them,
right,
I'm going to be on their side.
Well, and so my sisters had said something the other day, because me and my sisters are in a group chat together. That's how we talk.
We got a few of those going
on. So, my sister was talking about how her granddaughter had gotten in trouble at school for saying something mean or not nice to another kid at school, and it was basically, it wasn't anything bad. It was kind of like, oh, well, I'm not going to let my friends be your friends anymore. So they kind of got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And that's something else that I'm kind of torn on, because she was like, what happened to sticks and stones?
Words to me are more hurtful.
They are sometimes.
I would rather you take a baseball bat to me than,
but again,
if I love you or respect you.
It depends on my mood, and I don't, maybe I'm just a moody person. I don't know.
You was getting ready to say what? I watched
myself. I watched it.
No, but I agree, and I'm like that too. Like if I'm in the mood to, but sometimes I'm like, okay, I can't today, because I've literally been like that since high school, and I honestly, I hate the term drama queen or drama anything, because to me, why are we not calling the person that if they would have kept their mouth shut, this would have never happened? My reaction to your action is not the drama.
Right.
Your action is the drama
that caused it.
But
I'm kind of opposite of that, because I'm the baby of the family. My sisters are quite a bit older than me, and I mean, I've always been considered a drama queen, not because of starting anything, because I'm literally dramatic. Yeah. I've seen a meme the other day. Yes, love memes. And I tagged my husband in it because, he's always like, you're overreacting. You're so dramatic with stuff. I've been called a drama queen and dramatic pretty much my whole life. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
It's kind of lost its flair.
I'll be that person. But the meme was saying, you want to say I'm dramatic? An octopus eats itself when it gets stresses out. That's dramatic. And I'm like, see, I'm not so dramatic.
Look at an octopus.
I'm not an octopus. I can't do that.
I mean, and honestly, I think it's just one of the things where it's like, people think that calling you that is gonna make you feel badly about yourself. But I'm never going to feel bad for standing up for what I believe is right. Ever. It doesn't matter what you think.
And you shouldn't.
No. And
just because, again, we go back to that's the difference in how you feel about something versus how I may feel about something.
Yes.
Versus how we interpret it, put on the internet.
Yeah.
But if you would sit and have a conversation, like if it was something that you liked, maybe I didn't like. Let's say ketchup for whatever. I hate ketchup.
You hate ketchup.
Yes, I hate ketchup. You might want to put ketchup on everything. You might flood your social medias with pictures of ketchup. I'm probably going to delete your ass because that's gross to me.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to come to you and say, can you just not for a couple of days?
I'm tired of looking at ketchup.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. But that's where last night when we were talking, the whole drama queen thing, like, what is the person that reacts to an action? Because to me, when I do that, for instance, the last post I made that was such a big blow up. The way I see it when I do something like that is I'm shutting down the bull crap. Like if I know, and I will stand 10 toes down, but I will make sure that it's the truth before I open my mouth.
Right.
And if I'm wrong, I will come to you wholeheartedly. I don't care who you are. You can be Tom from the internet, and I'm going to say, hey,
Miss Tom.
I was wrong. Yeah. I mean, I was wrong. And I'm a big enough person to say that. However, if I know I'm right, and that's what, there's two sides to every story, but there's only one truth.
Right. Well, there's three sides.
Three. Yeah. His side, her side, and the truth.
Right.
But that's the thing. There's only one truth. So even though interpretation is to the person that beholds it. Like, you're going to interpret everything the way you want to see it. However, the truth is the truth. You cannot twist the truth. You cannot turn the truth. And to me, the way I see it, my reaction to what you've done is not the drama.
Right.
My reaction would have never existed without your action.
Right.
So that's where I think the problem lays too, because I'm the type that you and Abigail, thank God for you all the other night, just delete them, just delete them, block them, delete them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, bet. Like, I'm not even in the mood for this, but I'm going to stand up for the truth.
Mm-hmm. And I used to be like that. Like, I would go back and forth with somebody all day long online. Me personally, I would probably go back and forth with somebody face to face.
I would.
You know, I mean, that doesn't bother me. But I'm also, and I feel like anyway, and maybe it's not so, but I feel like I am mature enough to sit down and have those conversations.
I believe so.
You know,
I've seen you have some pretty tough conversations face to face with people.
And it's like, we're adults now, you know, we're adults.
That's where, to me, Facebook, I hate that. That's too personal. Don't post it. Like, stop saying that to people. If you don't like it, don't read it. Scroll on, delete them. It don't matter, because that's their life. That's their personal business.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be personal. It's them.
That's what what social media is now.
But, like I said, if I respect you, or I personally know you, I'm going to come to you. Now, one thing I will do, most of the time, I will not put a name if I put something like that, because, for one, you're going to know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But that is because, while I don't respect what you've done,
you respect it enough not to blast the name.
Yes, because if I am wrong, I do not want people to see you wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't want people to see you differently. And then that's where
because they jump sides.
Yes, and they jump to conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hate that. Stop the ganging up on people. The gang mentality.
But one thing that drives me crazy, especially about TikTok now, because it's horrible in there. I mean, it happens on Facebook also, but it is horrible in the TikTok community.
Yes.
Like, they will say, for instance, there's a huge creator, Mama Tot, you know.
I love Mama Tot.
And she has her tater tots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if anybody on this side of TikTok does not agree with anything that this woman says,
they attack her.
They do. They, go full force. And I'm like, why?
Then if you watch her videos, she never takes sides. And I think sometimes she does misspeak.
Mm-hmm.
And then people misconstrue it and they take it and they run with it.
Yeah.
Like, lately with the politics.
And they will twist it.
Yeah. They're like, she doesn't like you because of how you believe, or she's a good person because she believes this. And it's like, but you don't know her.
Again,
you don't know
it's a minute video.
And then they get on there trying to defend themselves. And it's like, is it worth it? Because people are going to do and say whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. They've already made up their mind.
And the problem with, I'm the type of person, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can prove me wrong, I will stand there and I will admit it.
Sometimes it's not even about being wrong or right.
Something right.
But it's just a difference of opinions, maybe.
Yes. And that's one thing. You can have differing opinions, but you can't have a differing truth.
Right. But there is so many people that take wholeheartedly what they see online as their truth.
Yes.
And that's not it. That's an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That is somebody's thought. That doesn't have to be your thought just because it's my thought.
Uh-huh.
You know, it doesn't have to be my opinion just because it's your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You could like the color red. I could hate the color red. Mm-hmm. Either one of us isn't right or wrong.
Yes. And that's the opinion part of it.
Right.
You can have differing opinions. You cannot have differing truths. That's why I always say, if you can prove me wrong, prove me wrong.
Right.
I will stand 10 toes down on the truth. If I know it's the truth, I'm going to stand on it.
Right.
You're not going to sway me.
But if it's an opinion,
if it's an opinion, we can discuss it.
Right.
Like, you want to discuss how your opinion's different than mine? Let's discuss.
Right.
I love
and I
listening.
might try to get you to see things my way. I will not. Well, I take that back. I have done that online before, and that also drives me crazy. Now, maybe I'm just, the older I get, the more I'm just like,
contrary.
yeah,
contrary.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I will never try to sway you to think the way I think. However, I will try to make you understand why I think the way I think.
Right.
And I think that's where social media has taken away that personal aspect.
It has, definitely.
Yeah,
because you don't.
Yeah, you can't set.
You can't hear that tone.
Yes. And that's, there was like, without giving away anything to do with politics or anything, there was, after the election was over, there was people attacking other people in the comment section. I did not agree with these people. However, that was what they believed.
Right.
And it's one thing to have a discussion or a debate with somebody. It's another to be like, you're a piece of crap because of this. Right. Well, let me be very clear. And honestly, politically, I'm independent. So you ain't gonna hurt my feelings, no way. But I love listening to the different opinions. But then I'll also dig into the truth.
Right. If it can be debated without being
the hate, the name calling.
Yes.
You're oh gosh, there's so many names right now going around for both political parties.
Well, and it's not even political, because again,
your religion, your religion,
yeah, everything, everything.
Like Christianity.
If you ride bikes, but you don't, I mean,
gosh.
that's a whole other thing too.
Yeah, if you ride motorcycles, you're an organ donor.
Yeah.
They apparently they call them organ donors.
Or if you, one of the big things, especially in the biker community, if you wear a helmet or you choose not to, I mean, it's always something. There's always something. But if you want to have that conversation, even if it is just an opinionated conversation, then sit down personally
and have that
conversation so you can hear the tone in somebody's voice. Yes. Because you cannot determine a tone in somebody's voice
off of a comment,
off of the computer behind a screen or anything like that.
And going back to like the helmet thing, because that's like the perfect example. I do not wear a helmet. I choose not to. Yes, I have 4 kids. However, we are very safe. When we were in an accident, my helmet wouldn't have saved me. I landed on my face. Thankfully, it didn't tear up this pretty thing. But the helmet doesn't always save people. And I think that so many times people don't understand statistics and why we choose not to. Because to me, if I'm going to be paralyzed, I'd rather just be gone. And I think that people don't understand that, or, well, you put your life in danger, so you deserve it.
And that's another thing. Like, sometimes
we all put ourselves in danger.
Those people will only say that online.
Oh yeah, because I've never been had any of that said to me in public. Ever.
Exactly.
And we rode in Tennessee, and of course you have to wear a helmet in Tennessee.
That's a state law.
And I hate that state law. But people will see pictures or something of us, and they're like, "Well, you don't wear a helmet, so you clearly don't care about your life."
But you can walk into a store clearly on your bike, and nobody's going to say anything. They're not even going to pay any attention to you. So when did that become so popular?
Well, and I'm sorry, but people will say you're risking your life. You're choosing to risk your life. But every single person has their thing that they love to do, thing that's relaxing to them. I always say it's wind therapy. I love just feeling the breeze. I mean, that is my thing. That is what I love. However, you have people that don't wear their seatbelts. You have people that, buy small cars. Because to me, I drive that big SUV, an oversized SUV. And my thing is if you care so much about my safety on that bike, then why are you driving around in a Chevy Cruze or a Dodge Dart?
Right.
I mean,
or even like a convertible.
Yeah, there is, but we all have our thing. And I'm not down in those cars. Drive what you want, be who you want.
Do what you want.
Yes.
But don't
judge others for the decisions they
make.
Leave
it offline. Like if you, just don't.
Well, or if you want to put it online, have a discussion.
Yeah.
Don't be hateful. Don't
name call.
Do not sit there and tell me that I choose to risk my life. I didn't choose for a car to wreck us. Right. You know, that and thankfully, you know, my husband, he was very self-aware and he honestly, he saved my life in that wreck because this old woman, I felt so bad because we wrecked in their front yard. I got back on the bike and they had seen me fly. And she was like, "You're going to get back on the bike?" I said, "Well, how else am I getting home from Cumberland? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a 2.5-hour drive. I ain't walking it."
Right.
But that is, you know, you don't choose to be poor so that you have to have a small car. You don't choose sometimes you choose.
Sometimes you do choose.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you do choose that and choose to
and
drive.
That's your prerogative.
Some of the smallest cars are the most expensive cars.
Yeah,
and that's so dangerous.
That's your prerogative.
But I don't understand. I used to.
And it goes back to you saying, you know, people say, well, don't put your personal things online. If you don't want, you know, this set or that set or whatever, mm-hmm. don't put your personal. Okay, well, my vehicle is personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I bought that vehicle. I took a picture of it and put it online. That should not give people the green light
to attack you.
Yes, to attack that.
That is a good point because right after I bought my SUV, I had gone from my Traverse to my Escalade, and I'm very thankful my dad helped me get that SUV. I got called so many names and said, you know, all kinds of stuff, and it was like
a vehicle.
That honestly, I had 3 choices.
And let me ask you this, okay? So that was, you know, probably a picture that you put online.
Mm-hmm. It was.
If you pulled into, let's say, a grocery store, did anybody come up to you and say, "Oh, you snooty, rich, whatever, you drive an Escalade"?
What's funny about that is at the bar, they tease me about my SUV because they always say it sticks out. But the only thing that has ever been said to me about my SUV is my front license plate, because it says I'm the only hell my mama ever raised, and it says Daddy's Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of older people, because if you're older, you know the song I'm the only hell my mama ever raised, and they'll be like, "Is that from?" Yeah, actually, it's a handshake to my dad, pretty much, because my dad's always had that as his front license plate. Mm-hmm. So that is why that is my front license plate. But I also knew why that was on there. But that is the only thing that's ever said to me. And I think like your Jeep, I love your Jeep. I would never drive one, but that's only because I have 4 kids.
Right.
And that was the whole thing. I had 3 options when I bought my SUV to upgrade from my Chevy Traverse because I needed a bigger cargo area.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was literally like, I even picked the cheaper vehicle.
But what difference does it make? And that's what I'm saying. And that's the difference between online versus
personal and online.
Yeah. Going, you know, somewhere.
Yeah, because, you know, I felt like I had to explain myself over that SUV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, that thing came with a payment, and that thing came with a whole bunch of insurance that I had to carry.
And that's because so many people want to be judgmental and mm-hmm. hateful.
And why?
Put down the phones, guys. Like, this is what I'm going to put a challenge out here. Go out to dinner with your family. Put your phones away.
Yes.
Don't leave them in the car. You know,
always find my phone on, though, if you got an iPhone, because if you're like me and you put your phone down, you are not going to find it again.
Lose it. Yeah, you're going to lose it. But or even just lay it in the face down and be done with it. You know,
and turn the vibrate off so you're not tempted to grab a hold of it.
And talk to the person that's in front of you.
Yes.
Or, you know, if you see something on social media that you don't like, and think about it. Is it really affecting you that bad?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or is it something that you can just say?
Be more in person. Be more face to face with people.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking that phone has to be all that you go to.
Because social media is not.
It's not life. It's not life. And I love to keep up with people on social media.
I keep up a lot with my family that doesn't live around here. I love that.
I will not take something you post on Facebook and assume something.
Mm-hmm.
If I think something, I'll private message you.
But I also understand that, like my cousins, they don't live around me, so I keep up with a lot of family things, you know, through pictures and in updates and stuff
mm-hmm.
like that through social media, which is really, really great. But if they're very vague on something, then, or if they've, posted kind of off picture, then I will reach out and say,
Yeah.
hey, is everything okay?
And that is something that's super important. I wish people would understand too. When people post something personal, don't be like, keep your personal life off Facebook. Reach out to that person because they may need somebody, and they may just not know how to go up to somebody
the world
and say, I
has
need
gotten
you.
so hard, and it might be their only outlet to reach
Yes.
anybody. I mean, like I said, I have 1,000+ friends on my Facebook. I don't know 1,000+ people.
I don't either.
But
Nor do
what
I like
if,
1,000+ people.
yeah, exactly. But what if, maybe I'm in my field now, and it does not give you the green light too if I post something that you interpret some other way to blow up my phone.
And stop interpreting things.
Yeah,
if you don't sit there and take 3 little words and be like, oh, it's the end of the world. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of people that
if you can't have this conversation, then don't expect it to be your truth or their truth or the truth in Facebook world or in social media world.
Well, and that's what people also need to understand is people that in their lives, unfortunately, they reach out. They always reach out. If you see a change in behavior or demeanor or something, they always reach out.
Some way, some shape, form, or fashion.
This man, his wife, unfortunately, chose to end her life in her pain. And of course, it put everybody else in pain. But he said the week leading up, she became the happiest person he had ever met. And that's one of the things when there's a big change in demeanor or change in things. That's something, if you're going to be on social media and you're going to attack people or call them names or belittle them, you don't know what's going on.
You don't know what they're going through.
We always say bullying so bad in school. I'm sorry, but I think bullying has gotten just out of control. And it's gotten a lot of people, them little keyboard fingers, that are going to get them in trouble. And you need to realize that a lot of people that are posting online, especially when it's personal things, it matters. It matters. And they may just need their voice heard. Because a lot of people,
and I think that
just need it.
I consider myself a pretty social person. I like being out. Sometimes I like being out around people and around public, but I'm also very verbal with that. There may be days that I'm like, I'm not feeling you today. We're not going to talk, and that's okay too. But there's some people that they don't have that.
No. And
that goes back to the love-hate relationship with social media. Because yes, I hate all these other things, but there may be that one person that I see.
Their voice.
Yeah. And maybe I can reach out, or maybe I could say something positive to them that could change their whole day around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
and that kind of leads up to something that's going to go on this coming up week is Veterans Day and the 22 a day.
Because that's all over social media too. So again, it does have its good qualities.
Yes.
But it also follows with the bad.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is.
It's an amazing thing to get your
But it's still not
heard.
social. It's still not social. It doesn't replace personal sit-down conversations.
That's like Amber said, though. Put your phone down. Even if it's for an hour, be present wherever you are, especially if you have kids. Stop living on those phones. I love when people are like, you're on your phone too much. Actually, I wasn't on my phone very long, but there was a bunch of hot memes and I was just scrolling and posting. And I'm guilty of that because I don't really scroll Facebook very often.
But again, it goes back to there is 24 hours in a day. And so you're on social media maybe 10, 15 minutes when you put stuff,
I'm guilty of trying to keep up with our social medias for Long Branch Talks because I'm like, I don't really get on my phone that much, but I'm trying. That's why I've been doing most of the physical work, which, by the way, hopefully soon. We love Danny, but hopefully our background will be different soon.
We're working on our own little studio area.
Yes.
Of course, we'll have to bring Danny with us for a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna still keep Danny with us for a little bit, but we just ain't gonna use his space as long. Even though we're very grateful for that. But just being mindful. Social media is not that person. You're not seeing their whole life. Stop judging people off of a little post or he said, she said. I don't care. If somebody says something about somebody, I'm gonna go ask that somebody about what somebody said. Stop the crap, dude. I mean, we're grown.
Yeah.
And we need to be that voice for the next generation.
And teach them that it is better to go out to dinner with your friends and your family or go to a movie with your friends. And that's something of the past. You don't have that stuff anymore because everybody wants to sit on their phones. Everybody
and why? Because those people that really don't matter are on your phone.
Right.
The people that matter are the ones that in front of you.
The ones that don't matter, that are going to piss you off or say something negative or bring you down, 9 times out of 10, that's coming from social media.
Yes.
But the person next to you, that's the one that's gonna hear you and listen to what you're saying and say, you know what, I'm here for you.
Yes.
I'm here for you. Let's get through this together.
Yeah. And I mean, that's where the personal aspect comes in, because I have a handful of an amazing group of women friends. And while we do chat on the internet, we also have our very personal conversations with each other, and our phones will get set down.
Right.
Abigail, when her and I would drive to Tennessee together, over a 2-hour drive, her and I literally would talk and joke the entire way. And it was so good.
It's refreshing.
Yes. And your mental health, like the internet is so bad for your mental health, because even if you're not posting negative things, somebody is. Somebody's saying something bad about something. And if you ever notice, nobody is ever happy for your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Because they will find a way to kick you down. It is the people like you or those group of women that we hold close to us that are always going to be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Keep fighting, keep pushing forward, keep being this person, keep striving to be better.
I made the comment the other day, and I swear it to be true. I could literally say, girls, I'm going to have a career in horse buggy racing in the Amish community, and you all would cheer me on.
Absolutely. We're going to get the horse and buggy.
Yeah. Like that's how it is. If I was to put that on Facebook though, or TikTok or anywhere like that, then it would be like, well, you're not Amish.
Yeah.
Clearly I'm not.
Yeah. It's just a thing. And it's one of those things where, like I said, we have our handful, our group of close women, and that's hard to find these days.
It is.
In itself, is some people that are true to you and will be true outside of all that stuff, and that you can get a hold of. And I have a friend that I haven't spoke to in a little bit, but I still love her dearly. And those are the people that matter. Those are the people that are going to cheer you on. Those are the people that if you're out of line, if they love you, they are going
and that's the chance, because I know most people have some sort of friendship or family or something out there. So, build on that. Build on that to
build on your personal relationships.
Yeah.
And that's like the personal things on Facebook, and having your voice heard. Sometimes it's good to hear other people's voices about things, or to make yourself heard. I think that's important, but we need to get in the habit of being more face-to-face, more with each other in the moment, and stop thinking somebody's life off of Facebook, off of TikTok, off of Instagram,
off of anything like that.
Yes. And unless you've heard it from that person and in depth or whatever, stop assuming, stop judging somebody off of something 100 words on Facebook.
So before we get ready to close this episode out, we put this challenge out to you all. Be social and be present in that social setting. Actually get out and put your phones away, put social media away, don't do something and don't post about it. You know, you see somebody that is posted about it, uplift them instead of being negative towards them. And like the post earlier, stop posting sitting on your toilet in the bathroom. Like, come on, let's be a little.
There is personal things you need to keep personal. But yeah, I mean, do that. Accept that challenge. Stop bad mouthing people behind their backs. If you assume something or think something, go to that person, or just keep your mouth shut if you don't have the goal to go to them, and set the phone down. And that doesn't mean like if it's going to be a phone call, because some people cannot get to each other.
Right.
Talk on the phone. Don't text. If it's that important that you feel like a heavy way about something, call them. And I always say, if you don't have a number, you're not important enough. Like, I don't care. But call that person if you care about them. And
set a goal to call a friend up or a family member up this week and say, let's go to dinner. You know, let's go to dinner.
And put your phone down.
And put your phone down.
Be in the moment and stop thinking that, you know, Facebook or any social platform is life. And especially those personal relationships. Those are the ones that matter. You will never, ever get under my skin being somebody that I don't value. So stop the bullying. Stop the telling people what to post. Even though we're, you know, joking around about the toilet in the background. Post it if you want to post it. I can scroll past it. But
I'm going to tell you to take it off there.
And I'm just going to judge from afar. But just be more mindful because you don't know. It's just a social platform. And I don't know why they call them social media.
Yeah, it's not.
You're not social. A lot of people, like I said, become keyboard warriors or just hateful. And stop. I mean, you literally do not see me go out of my way to bully anybody. I think it is the most immature. Now, if you're a bully, I will be a bully's bully. 1,000%, not a problem. I'm small, but my mouth is big.
You're mighty.
Yes,
you're small, but mighty.
Yeah, I'm small, but I'm mighty. But just be more personal. And if you have a personal relationship with someone, don't make a post about that someone. Go to them. And stop thinking social media is the end all of be all. It's not. And actually, most people live fake through social media.
That's a whole other thing. It's not even real. If I was
going to divorce, it wouldn't be on social media. I mean, you know, a lot of people live a fake life on social media.
Don't make that your truth.
And stop thinking you have to compare to the people on social media just because that is their life, because they are choosing what you see.
And again, it's just a minute of their time, you know. But we are running over our
I know
time.
Daniel's getting ready to kick our butt.
Time,
ladies.
As always, follow us on our platform. Speaking of social media,
you know, just be social with us.
Be social with us on our social media. We are on Facebook, Long Branch Talks. We are on TikTok under Amber and Kristen. We are on Instagram, Long Branch Talks. We have a YouTube channel, Long Branch Talks. Follow us on all of those. We would love to hear any insight that you all may have for us. You know, let us know. Don't be bullies. We don't like that. And as always, drink responsibly and tip recklessly. Thanks, guys.
Maybe.
Just kidding.